Hello guys, happy Halloween and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name's Alexa. I know I said happy Halloween, it's November 1st for y'all, but it is Halloween for me. So I'm gonna wish you a happy Halloween no matter what. There's a reason why I'm in a cowboy hat. I didn't just decide to do that. But in today's video, we have something very exciting for part of the TBR and everything because it's my November TBR video. And I basically DM'd a bunch of everyone's favorite content creators, like bookish content creators, and a few wrote back, and basically I had them blindly choose whatever books I was gonna read this month. I did make 5 content creators choose the books because I do also have to have like a TBR for videos and stuff like that, but I thought I would tell you guys which like content creators I have. So basically, the content creators who have helped make this video happen are Ellen Catherine, who is mostly on YouTube and is also on Instagram, Meagan Carioti, and she is on booktube, TikTok, Instagram, all that. After those two, we have Carter Sullivan. She is a YouTuber, book talker, booktuber. Yeah, I said YouTuber already. And on Instagram, I love her content. Definitely go follow all of these creators. I'll tag them in the caption. Then we have Marysreadingdiary. She is on Instagram and I just love her so much. She's also on booktube, so go like follow all of these creators because they are amazing and they're so kind, and I just want to say that I'm so thankful for them. All have answered to my DMs and decided to participate in this video. And we also have Juliana from BookswithJB, who is on Instagram, TikTok, and who is also on YouTube. So yeah, this is so exciting. But yeah, this is really like, once again, this is so exciting. And these are creators that I've followed for years, and I'm just so incredibly happy that they all decided to participate in this. The way this video works is that I wrote to all of them, and basically what I did is like, for the way that they chose a book, I sent them an image with 2 choices of the books, but all the books were like kind of blurred out, and I was describing the book's vibe by 3 or 4 emojis, and then I was letting them choose whichever book they wanted out of the 2, and then that's when I actually told them what books they had chosen for me. So as they chose the book, they weren't aware of whatever they were like picking for me, so it kind of just adds a little fun aspects. And it also, a few of them actually had read the books that they had chosen and loved them, so it makes me so excited. So yeah, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with Ellen Catherine. I'm gonna put up the image here on the screen so that you guys don't even know what it is until I say which one she chose, and then I show you guys the book. So for the first book, the one on the left, it had kind of like gambling, mystery, chess vibes, and the one on the right had kind of like chemistry, love, science vibes, and she chose the one on the right, and that book is Not in Love by Alia Hazelwood. This one is one of my most anticipated books, and you guys know how I love Alia Hazelwood. She is my girl, and I cannot wait to read this one. It sounds so good, and it just looks amazing, and I really am extremely excited to read it, and I feel like this was such a good pick. The other book was The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It is one of the books that I'm also very excited for, so I might read it this month. I might decide to wait till the next month and then I read like the other books that were on the other half, but that we'll wait and see. So yeah, that is the first book. So second, we have Meagan Carioti, and for this one, the one on the left is a book with kind of like a fox, some like, some romance, like fighting, like fantasy, and the second one has some hockey vibes, movie, romance, and all that. And the book she chose is the one on the left, and that one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And this one is actually one of my most anticipated reads of this year. And not only that, but she has also read that series and loved it. So I'm so excited to read it, and I am so excited to give you guys my opinion on this book, and I'm so excited to get back into like this whole universe with Caraval and all that, and it's just, yeah, so exciting, like I've said 8 times already. Then we have Carter, Sully. The one on the left kind of had like some blood, fantasy, fighting, and romance vibes, you know, just like kind of like trials. And then the second one kind of had forest, mystical, magic, dark vibes, kind of like some slow burn. And the one that she chose is the one on the left, and that is The Serpent and Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This one I'm so excited to read. I've been really in my fantasy mood recently, so this is absolutely perfect for that whole vibe, and I'm just so excited to read it. It is, like, this premise sounds so good. Every time I reread it, I get more and more excited for how it's gonna go, and it just kind of like seems like a perfect trials type of fantasy. And you know, I love a good trial in a fantasy book, like a trial mixed with romance. It's just absolutely perfect. Then we have Juliana from Books with JB, and the first option that I gave her kind of had like a house, some romance but heartbreak, some kind of a bit of magic, some bookish vibes. And the one on the right had also heartbreak, some kind of like summer lake vibes, some wine, some books, and just all of the vibes. And she picked the one on the left, and that one was, well, is still, it's still that, and it is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This one I'm so excited to get to. It just sounds absolutely perfect. It's a book about this girl who loves to get lost in books and all of that, but at one point she kind of has like, not a car accident, but her car breaks down, and she kind of finds herself transported into the world of one of her books, and she starts falling for the mailman character, and it's just everything of like her realizing, but I'm in a book right now, I'm not even in my world, how is this gonna work? And it's her going through all that. So I'm so excited to read it. And she also read this book, and she said that she really loved it, that it was so good, and I'm so excited to read it because it just sounds so good, guys. Like, it sounds perfect for me. Lastly, for the content creator part of this video, we have Mary's Reading Diary, and I love her book opinions. I love her book collection. Here are the 2 options that I gave her. The first one, the one on the left, kind of has some royalty, dark vibes, magic, slow burn, all of that good fantasy stuff. And the second one kind of had some ocean vibes, heartbreak, fighting, fantasy, and magic. And they both honestly excited me so much. The thing about every single one of these books in this challenge is all the books that I chose are books that I'm super excited about. So it was kind of fun having like other people decide which one of the 2 I'm gonna read this month, and like have them choose blindly, so without any like biases, well, other than the vibes. But she chose the one on the right, and that one is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. And this one I'd seen popping around on TikTok everywhere. One of the other creators another creator that I really love, I think it's Emmy's Reading. She read that one and loved it, and I'm just so excited to read that because it just really sounds amazing, and it sounds right up my alley. And yeah, I'm really excited to read it. So now on to the books that are for TBRs or other stuff, or like new releases, just series that I need to get through that I added to this TBR. So first we will be starting with the book, as always, with the books that I have on my physical TBR that I want to get to this month. First we have Foxglove by Adeline Grace. This one is the sequel to Belladonna, and I think it's so far it's a trilogy, but I don't know if there's gonna be more books added to the series. It is a fantasy world that I'm completely addicted to, and I can't wait to get into this. And this one is actually longer than the first one, because the first one was like 350 pages, and honestly I wanted it to keep going, but this one has 450 pages, so it's a bit bigger, and I'm really excited to see what developments are going to be made, because the last one I feel we kind of not ended on a cliffhanger, but there was a lot of events that happened that I can't wait to see like the continuation of in this one. I'm really excited to see more of like Signa and everything, and just all the events that happened. And I can't say more because it is a sequel, so it will be spoiling the rest of the first book if I do say more. But yeah, that's about all I can give you. Then we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one is the third book in the Natural series. I really hope that I'm still gonna be in my like mystery fantasy era for the next month. Then we have a book you guys have seen me put time and time again into my TBR. And I'm just, even my, like guys, I told you guys in my physical TBR, even my friends are telling me, Alexa, you need to read this, you need to read this, you're gonna love it, it's gonna be perfect. And I'm scared that it won't live up to the hype, and I know it will. It's because I've been waiting since 2020 for this book. And it is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This one is a book kind of that kind of gives off a similar vibe to, I forget what the book is, but it's the Victoria Aveyard series where there's like royals and everything. I'll put the name right, I'll put like the cover right here so that you guys know the book I'm talking about. But I read that one back in 2020 and I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I never continued the series, but apparently this one is gonna have very similar vibes. Lastly, on the physical TBR, we have Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This one, you guys know that I'm a Chloe Gong girl through and through. I loved the Romeo and Juliet, these Violent Delights, Roma and Juliet. These Violent Delights duology, I loved it. If I could have, I would have binged it in 2 days, but the second book wasn't even out yet. I read the first one in 2021. I read the second one in 2021 when it came out. No, actually before it came out because I had an arc. You guys know the story. I cried at lunch eating alone in the thing. Couldn't tell anyone because you're legally not allowed to tell anyone what's happening in the book if it's an arc, because you don't want to spoil people before the arc is out. The book is out. But I was heartbroken so much by the end of these. By the end of Our Violent Ends. This is not a spoiler, guys, because everyone knows this. It's, yeah, that I'm scared to get back into this world, and I know spoilers of other things, but like, I'm still scared because I love these characters so much and I want nothing bad to happen to them. Then on to the Kindle TBR. So first we have Close Knit by Kels and Denise Stone, and this one I am so excited to read. I like to every now and then just scroll on I call it my Amazon Kindle For You page. But yeah, basically it's exactly what it sounds like. And it's basically just the scroll on, but like on the Amazon site, not on the Kindle Unlimited app, because on the Amazon site you get more of the you can press on view more for a long time, you get more choices and you get it in actual colors. And that cover just brought me in, and the name and everything sounded so good. And basically it's about this soccer player who's gonna date this knitting influencer. And I know that knitting influencer, what? That's crazy, what? Oh my god. Not really though. But that's just right up my alley because I love a good grandma hobby. I've been really into diamond painting recently. I spent 4 hours making little coasters of diamond painting. I made this, guys, because basically I needed coasters for my office. And I was like, wait, what better way for me to get coasters than to get them to be crafts? You guys know how I love a good craft, but it takes 2 hours to make this. But they're so pretty and I love them, and I have 3 made now. So I've spent 6 hours making them. But I love just putting in a little audiobook or watching, I don't know, either old Sophia Nygaard videos. Yeah, Sophia, yeah. And watching Grey's Anatomy while doing that. It's just perfect for me. So you guys know I love a good grandma hobby, and knitting is kind of considered a grandma hobby. So the fact that the girl is a knitter and the guy is a soccer player, everything just sounds perfect. And I watched I watched TikToks about it, read the description, and I was giggling. So I was like, I must. Now this next one is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. And it is The Striker by Anna Huang. This one, oh my god. And I was texting my friend the other day being yesterday and the day before. And she was telling me how she started reading it. She was like, Alexa, you must read it right now. And I was like, I will on Friday, which is tomorrow. So I will start reading it probably tomorrow or the day after. And I'm gonna see if I can listen to the audiobook, if I can find it somewhere. Because she was like, Alexa, you must listen to the audiobook at the same time. And I will, because she said it's amazing. But I am so excited to read that one. I love Anna Huang's books. And I had been a bit late on her books until like May of this year when I binge read the rest. Like I really caught up on all her books, and now I've been impatiently waiting for that one. And like I'm so excited for it, and I've been hearing amazing thing about Asher Donovan, which is the male main character, so y'all know I love a good sports romance. This one, I don't know if I'd ever seen elsewhere before, but I have seen it a bunch of times pop up on my Kindle page. And it is City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. This one is a 760-page fantasy. Yeah, City of Gods and Monsters, and basically it's this book where this guy is kind of tasked to find some sort of target, and not the store, but a target, and he finds this girl who's a human, and he's like, I think he's like a werewolf or something, maybe? I don't know, not a werewolf. Maybe he's a witch. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I will be able to tell you at the end of the month though, but he basically is like, I'm gonna protect this girl at all costs, and he's like morally great, and there's this scene that this girl made a TikTok about it, and I'm like, ah. Apparently the tension is, and like he is. So I cannot wait to read this one. And I am just so excited to read it, because people are saying it's a god tier series, like amazing, but that no one talks about it. Then we have our book club's book of the month, and because we have a book club, you and me, we have a book club. Go join it right now, please, in the bio, description, whatever that is. Please go join the book club on Fable. And yeah, please go join our book club on Fable, and that book is Quicksilver, and it is a fantasy book. We read mostly fantasy and romance. I'll try to do like 1 month fantasy, 1 month romance, 1 month fantasy, 1 month romance. But that is apparently like, he's another like shadow wielding, I'm pretty sure at least, shadow, like people call him, like people say that he's like, you know, we love our Zayden, we love our Reese, but like then you have him who is the best, like book boyfriend, book husband, whatever, and like that's what I need. Okay, but yeah, people have loved it, saying it's kind of like Fourth Wing, you know, all those vibes. And I just saw someone, remember when he's like, you know, think of like the kind of grumpy fantasy shadow wielding MMC, and people have described it, this one person on TikTok, as in like maybe less ACOTAR. Some people have been saying ACOTAR, but this person said the ACOTAR comparison is not as good as, like, for example, a Plated Prisoners comparison to that book. You guys know I binge read the Plated Prisoner series in a week, in 1 week, so I must read it if it's being compared, and like they're kind of comparing him to Slade, my man, Slade my husband. So I'm gonna read that one because I decided to, and because it's my book club book of the month. So go join, please. I want more people in my book club. Okay guys, so let's ignore the fact that I was originally gonna say the name of the book, and turns out it's the sequel that I put in. I haven't even read the first one, and it's a continuing series. Like, it's not an interconnected standalone series, it's like a real fantasy series. So maybe let's start with the first book. But it is The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. This one is a YA book, I think, and it's kind of like, once again, fantasy with like royalty and like a rebellion. And honestly, I don't know much about it. I just know I'm obsessed with the cover, and I've been wanting good Kindle Unlimited fantasy recs because I don't have like a large amount of fantasy books, and especially not like, you know, when you want like a good romantasy that like you're 200, 300 pages in and they've barely touched hands, like they've barely, like their hands have barely brushed against each other, and you're like, for the book characters, That's what I've been wanting recently. Like a slow burn. And the thing is, whenever I'm reading the slow burn, I'm like, guys, y'all need to get over it, like get together. But like the slow part of the slow burn, like it makes it worth it in the end, because you're like, it makes them even more perfect. And it is just the absolute like perfect. Yeah, that's what I've been looking for. And a lot of romanticies are like that, and I kind of just picked a random one, honestly. But I'm super excited to read it, and I've heard great things. So yeah, basically the next and last book on this TBR is another fantasy book. I've realized that I've put basically only fantasy in this TBR, but that's okay, because I'm in my fantasy girl era. I'm in my romantasy. I'm reading 5 to 7 books a week era. And yeah, so this book is Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This one, I saw this girl basically doing like quick recommendations, and I think that is the best recommendation video I've ever watched. And it's this girl saying like, oh, if you liked Cassian but you also couldn't decide if you liked Rhysand better, well basically this male main character in this book has the best of both worlds, and I've seen someone else say that it's one of the best series ever. So I must read. And I don't know, I think this one is like 500-600 pages. Actually, I couldn't tell you. I can tell you now. It is 438 pages. So I feel like we have a good mix of like long, like really long, like 700 page fantasy books, and then like we have like 250, 450 page range, which is absolutely great, because sometimes you just want a quick fantasy read, and sometimes you want to be delved into that fantasy world for days. Like for example, Nocticadia by Carrie Lake, like that book, I wanted to be in that world for days and days on end. I read it in 4 days. For me, that's me taking my like I took my time with that book. Also because it was scaring me, and I couldn't read it at night. But yeah, basically I'm so excited to read that book. Okay, basically she somehow gets like a mysterious offer to go to like not join the royal family and like get married or whatever, but just to go live with the royal family and uncover the mysteries of her mom's death, and like the dying king's heir keeps looking at her and like walking around, and basically everything you want, honestly, in a male main character. Like I think the way I read it in that 5 to 10 second blurb is, think of like Grace and Hawthorne, you know? So yeah, that's the vibes of that book. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. I am sorry for the chaos of this video. It is Thursday. It is nearly the end of the week. I am tired, and I'm also very excited because you guys know I love a good holiday. So I love Halloween, love Christmas and everything, and tomorrow is the start of Christmas season. And today for you guys, but tomorrow for me. But yeah. Once again, I apologize for the chaos. I love you guys as always. If you want more of my content, please consider following me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube here. Like Instagram, TikTok. Join my book club on Fable now, please. Please, I'm begging you. Follow me on Pinterest. Follow me on Spotify. I make playlists sometimes. I will see you guys next Tuesday, I think, with my wrap up and the thoughts of the books that I read this month. And little spoiler, I have read like 24, 23 books. No, between 21 and 24 books. I can't tell you the specific number because I don't know. But I read a lot of books this month. So it's going to be a chaotic, long wrap up. And I have a lot of chaotic thoughts about books. We have really good books. We have some okay books. We're going to talk about them. So yeah, I will see you guys on Tuesday. I will love you always. I still love you guys. I always will love you guys. And yeah, bye. Have a nice rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. Bye. I love ya.